All right, everyone, it's been some time since I made a video and I've skipped a lot of stuff, so I am sorry for that. That's because I'm not very good at making these things, and I think we've all established this. You've been with me for a long time now, and so what we're doing today is we're at Barber. We're setting up, and we've had a few more issues. I will say that UPS did come through earlier in this video. I've been talking a bunch of trash about UPS and saying some not nice things. To be fair, I was a little upset, but I gotta say our rep, Kaylin, came through for us. She actually intercepted that package and hand delivered it to us first thing in the morning, the day before we were leaving. So that was awesome. Thank you, Kaylin. Thank you, UPS, for getting that to us. And we still wound up not getting everything. Our exhaust, DHL, of all things, lost our full system and our other spare parts for the full system. And so we don't have that stuff, but we still had some exhaust spares, so we're good there. We're just running the older stuff, no problem. The one thing that we did have a big problem with is our body work. We test fitted it without our exhaust on because we didn't have everything ready, and once the exhaust is fully installed, it really doesn't fit well. The collector on the bottom doesn't clear the belly pan, and the oil cooler doesn't really nicely clear the belly pan. So we're having to, here at the racetrack, cut big chunks out of our bodywork and fiberglass it up. Not ideal. So, you know, you work with what you're given, and Tex is doing a great job of sorting through all that. I'll show you a little bit of what the livery looks like. The bike is pretty much naked right now, but you can get an idea of what we're working with. This is the paint job, and excuse me, sorry. This is the livery. As you can see, we're going for something old school. It's not fully done yet, but this is kind of an idea of where we're going with it. It's kind of harkening back to the old ZX-10RR stuff from the 90s, but we've got everything pretty well tidied up. Just got to sort out this bodywork issue. And our proper stuff, all of our KRT bodywork, is going to be with us, of course, as soon as we get back. I checked the tracking. It's all due to be delivered on Monday, so, you know, kind of sucks that we're here with our kind of B-grade stuff that doesn't fit at all, but we're going to make the most of it, and when we get back, we'll have our good stuff. So next time we have the bike assembled, it's going to have a proper kit on it. Yeah, you can kind of see our setup. It looks like it's probably going to be a wet weekend. I'm really hoping that isn't the case, but it's kind of looking that way. So we've got some wheels mounted up with reins, and this is actually our hot pit box. You can see kind of our workstation where we can see our live timing and live video feeds. This will show, we can watch the race as it's happening, and of course our live timing. So we've got all of our tools and spares and things like that in here, generator and stuff like that. So yeah, well, I'll keep trying to use this as much as I can over the weekend. I'm really sorry I didn't document everything. We've been so busy. I say that all the time, but we've just been slammed trying to get this bike ready. So I apologize I haven't been able to film all that for you guys, but I'm going to try to film as much as I can throughout the course of the weekend and bring you guys along for the journey. Hopefully we can have a nice showing and get through some racing. All right, everybody, it is Friday now. Yesterday was move-in day, and we're just trying to get ready for these potentially mixed conditions. It's going to be tricky because we're kind of ill-equipped. We don't have everything that we really need to be in mixed conditions. We really need 2 more sets of wheels. That way we can have lots of tire options and not be at risk of running out of tires or whatever. So that's what we're dealing with. Well, of course, we've already got wheels on order. We'll be good in the future, but this weekend we have to be basically really thoughtful about how we're using everything. And we did get our belly pan done. It is probably the ugliest belly pan to ever grace a MotoAmerica Superbike grid. I hope somebody can prove me wrong about that because it is very ugly. But we're, you know, it's going to pass tech. It's going to get us on the grid. I'm sorry to the sponsors that we're presenting your awesome companies in such a poor way with that belly pan, but we're going to do everything else, you know, first class. So, and we're going to try to clean it up a little bit before we get out there. But it is not pretty. I'll show it to you in a little bit. And I want to give a huge shout out to somebody that's supposed to help us today, and we'll see how that turns out. But Chris Parrish from Ghetto Customs, former Twins Cup champion, is here. He's kind of a composites guy, makes bodywork and all kinds of cool stuff. So he offered to give us a hand with fixing the other belly, and I'll show you. We got one that's cut out over here. This is the extent of the stuff we had to do to make this fit. Yeah, it's like a street bike. There's literally, it's just a huge hole in the bottom, and then in the front there, that's for our coolers. So that sucks. I've never had to deal with something like that here at the racetrack, but it is what it is. Our other bodywork, I think I've already mentioned, is not going to be in until Monday, and it is what it is. You got to work with what you're given. So yeah, today is going to be first practice. There's no scoring or qualifying based on the first session. It's just going to be gathering data, setting up some stuff around the racetrack, and then immediately after that, later this afternoon, we have qualifying practice 1. Tomorrow we have qualifying 2, and then race 1. So today's going to be just working on setup, especially if we are in the rain. We haven't run the bike in the rain, but I've already got some stuff pre-configured in terms of what we'll do with suspension and ECU settings, essentially just making the bike a little bit easier to ride for Jason, and we'll kind of just work towards that. And if it's dry, I hope it's dry. I really want to see what we can do dry track here and have some fun with that. That'd be really cool. We'll see. It's really, I don't know if you can really tell. I'm just going to go out here so we can get an idea. Right now it's actually not doing anything, but it's been kind of on and off, and you can see the weather is just sort of hazy. You know, there's definitely the potential for rain, so we'll see how that goes. I don't think we really have any other big news right now. We're just chipping away. Oh, I did want to say something. I want to give a shout out. One of the MotoAmerica guys, who is honestly somebody who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He's been in this world for a long time at the highest level. I had a chat with yesterday, and he said that he enjoyed watching our videos, and I just want to say that's so awesome. And it's hard for me sometimes to find the time and motivation to make some of these, so it's super cool for you guys that are interested and don't get tired of me just running my mouth and staring at a camera all the time. Thank you guys for watching them, and thank you guys for coming up and letting me know that you appreciate them and that you watch them, because it really helps me stay motivated to make them, and to know that you guys care enough to watch them. So thanks a lot for that. But anyway, we'll keep you posted how things are going. We're going to set up our hot pit area. We just got set up. I think we're next to Attack and Warhorse Ducati, so should be in a pretty decent spot. I'm grateful. MotoAmerica's really great about that kind of stuff with Superbike guys. We always get really good treatment, so even guys like us that just show up for you know, rounds here and there. So yeah, we're gonna set everything up. We'll show you what the pit area looks like, and we just got through tech, and I think we're gonna be good to go. We'll do practice 1 and see how it goes. All right, everybody, we just wrapped up Superbike race 1, and I gotta say it hasn't been the best day for us. Conditions are really bad. It's been kind of wild because most of the field, well, I say probably at least half of the field has crashed today because there's so much standing water at the track, and it's just been crazy because you see like the race leader like shaking their head and signaling, let's call it. And of course, inevitably that person crashed. Everybody's crashing. So we also crashed. We were actually doing pretty good. Our qualifying just went really poorly because our transponder went kind of failed in the middle of qualifying. So we only got 1 lap recorded, and our shock really was not where we wanted it to be anyway. So our time wasn't where it was, say, last year. But we made a big change for today. Of course, it's raining like crazy, so we had to develop a wet setup. We don't have any wet data on the bike, so we just made some educated guesses, did a warm-up this morning. Bike felt really good. But due to our poor qualifying, we're in 22nd place on the grid. So Jason was doing really good, went around some fast guys like Fong, and worked his way up to, I think, 13th place from 22nd with several laps to go. We're about halfway through. We got the call on the radio that he went down. So it's been a good weekend so far. I'm a little disappointed that this one wasn't called a little bit. You know, I understand we got a race in the rain, but there's so many crashes. I think that's kind of an indicator that maybe we shouldn't keep going. But you know, this isn't my show, so it's not my decision. I'm just the guy. I'm not a pro race organizer. So we haven't seen the bike yet. We don't know what the state of it is. We're hoping we can rebuild it, and we've got 2 more races. So we're gonna do everything we can to get back out there. And Jason's okay. We've heard on the radio. So right now, all we can do is go have a look at the bike, hope it's repairable, and try to regroup to have a better day tomorrow. We've got 2 races if we can fix the bike. So hopefully the weather's better, or if we have dangerous conditions like this, they call it.
With Dorna, and congratulations to the reigning world.
Hey guys, all right, so it's Sunday morning. We're getting ready for morning warm-up. got 3 minutes to pit lane opening, so we're about to go out. Manny and Tex worked through the night to get the motorcycle back on track this morning. It was a late night for us. These guys worked until about 1 a.m. Manny, that's Tex, of course. And I think we're ready. We had to do a whole lot of work, but bike seems ready. So today we're going to go back out. Conditions this morning should be better. It's been raining all night, so we might have some puddles on the track. We made some settings changes to the bike to try to make it a little bit better. Jason didn't really have any complaints about the bike, so we found some areas where we think the grip's going to be improved, improve the traction control a little bit. So we're just going to go out this morning, and we're super stoked we got this together. Not at all. All right, sorry about that. The battery died earlier, and it was, as you saw, we were literally minutes from going out. So we've got through race 1. Bike is still intact. We've had quite a busy couple of days, but race 1 was good for us. We were gridded in the very back, so not necessarily the best start. I'd hoped we would move up in grid, but I guess because we didn't complete 75% of the race yesterday, I don't know. I'm not really sure how the qualification works. That sounds bad. I should know this, but I think based on where you finish, you move up grids. We thought it was lap time. It's apparently not. So anyway, so we started in 20th. The race was shortened to 17 laps, and then we had a pretty good run. Worked our way up to 14th, and then once we got around a guy that Jason had been with for a while, started dropping time really quickly, and the race was red flagged due to geese being on the track. So they were worried about potential safety issue with animals and stuff like that. So now we're getting ready for the third race of the weekend, and conditions are still pretty gnarly out here. Yeah, you can see it's still coming down really pretty good. So that's where we're at, and bike is actually looking pretty good, all things considered. We're you know, it's not looking as fresh as it was on the first day, but I think the guys did a really good job of getting this thing put together in a short amount of time, and with what we had. And I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Ed Sullivan from Westby and also SC Composites. We have hired Ed over the years to repair carbon fiber work. He's a really busy guy, so he might not be able to help you, but you know, if you're looking for that kind of stuff and you want quality, he's not the cheapest, but he's for sure the best. So I can't say enough positive things about that guy. Every time we send him something, he's always extremely fair and extremely fast. If we coordinate, I'll say that. He's a very busy guy, but as long as he says send it, we get it back really quickly. So love that guy. Thank you, Ed, if you're watching this. He's the guy that got us that tank cover that we're running right now that we trashed in testing. So without that, we would not have been able to go back. Like I was saying, Manny did a really awesome job. We had to fiberglass a ton of stuff. So one of them was this World Superbike fairing stay and intake duct. You know, not the most robust piece, and it's critical obviously because it holds the whole front end of the motorcycle up and some electronics and stuff like that. So Manny's not a composites guy, but he really adapted super quickly with all the work we've had to do with fiberglass this weekend, and got that, I think, did a stellar job on that. And also, I'm not even going to show you this belly pan because it's ugly, but it's very functional. It's getting us through tech. The other one was torn completely in half, and it's been good. So anyway, we're gonna be in this next race. We'll definitely be moving up a little bit because we had a decent result in the last one, and we're working on the setup. The conditions have changed. The first wet race today was a bit milder than I think what we're gonna have in this next one. It's coming down really good out there. Water's accumulated strongly on the track. So for this next one, we're probably gonna have to work on some things. So I've made some changes to the electronics, the suspension, try to allow Jason to feel a little bit better, make the bike easier to ride. So that's all coming up. All right, everyone, so we're back at the shop, and we've concluded our weekend at MotoAmerica. It was a rough one, I gotta say. I've been taking some time to kind of reset after that, so this video is well after the series of events that we've recorded there. But it was a trying weekend to say the least, because I would say obviously the biggest problem we had was the rain. And with that bike, you know, me personally, I'm a weenie and I hate the rain. I never have had fun riding in the rain, and I suck at it, which is probably why I don't like it. So that was one key issue we had going in, is we had no rain data on the motorcycle, and it took us a few sessions to really kind of find a sweet spot, and the conditions were changing. We had a really good sort of mild rain setting, and then I think that we could have gone a bit further. We improved the electronics throughout, and I think they were working relatively well, but the chassis, I think that we could have found a better improvement for the final race because the rain was just massive. Lots of standing water, and it was just hard for Jason to feel comfortable. And for sure, he was kind of in, you know, I want to bring this thing home in one piece sort of mentality. So it was a deal where he got stuck behind a slower rider, and by the end of the race, found some really good time. I think the last couple of laps he dropped a lot of time, but it took some time to get there, and he was kind of just edgy on the bike. You know, first time racing a Superbike, first time racing a Superbike in the rain. It's not the most easy situation to adapt to. So props to Jason for bringing everything back in one piece after the first crash. And so now we're kind of just resetting. We have basically some work to do. I'm actually not done riding this thing for the year. We have another big race coming up that's with Weira that I'm a big fan of, and so we have to basically strip this whole bike down and just clean everything and prep everything for that, and respring it, of course, because I'm way bigger than Jason in terms of weight, and put all the Pirelli stuff back on it. So that's going to be coming up, and we have some really cool updates for the bike as well, which I'll go into in the next video. But yeah, that's a wrap for this one. I really want to say huge thanks to you guys for watching this, and for those of you who came up to us at the race and said that you were a fan of